Away from that, the Principal Secretary for Information and Communication, Professor Edward Kisiang'Ani, visited Tandao TV studios to discuss emerging issues in the government, including affordable housing, university funding model, food security, and universal health care. Let's join our reporter, Emmanuel Choma.
We have a very good structure there, and we want to...
Speaking at Tandao Media Group Studios, the Principal Secretary of Information, Communication and Technology, Professor Edward Kisiang'Ani, addressed several key government issues focusing on affordable housing, universal health care, food security, and the university funding model. On affordable housing, Kisiang'Ani highlighted the progress of the project addressing concerns from Kenyans. He noted that many people are benefiting from the initiative, which is not only providing homes, but also creating job opportunities and empowering Kenyans.
People talk about housing and you hear fellows telling you that, you know what, we shall not own houses. The president is not telling you that everybody will own houses. And young people should understand this. So housing is about jobs. And the people don't understand this. So he's not saying you own a house. You can own a house if that is possible, but those who don't own houses will actually get jobs, and those jobs will translate into money. That's how the president is empowering. Housing is also about saving agricultural land. It's about food security.
He also clearly explained the universal healthcare program under the State Health Authority (SHA), which replaced NHIF, noting that NHIF was not performing well, particularly in prioritizing cancer patients.
The new scheme has several categories of diseases. It saves people from entering the category of admission. That was not there under NHIF. Secondly, so if they are sick, how do they pay for that sickness? The president has said through SHA, we now can start paying that money through very well established health facilities, which we already have, but are not equipped.
Both private and public?
The private are there, but they charge different rates, and we can't interfere with private property. Government has a duty to treat people. Under the constitution, we need to access healthy services. So therefore, at that level now, government takes the shoulder to treat people now who have escaped the private health care. But there are also chronic diseases. Chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes. But what the difference between NHIF and SHA and SHIM is about products and about access to Medicare.
Additionally, he addressed the university funding model, stating that it will be reviewed and assessments will be conducted to determine those who genuinely need financial support. He urged university students who are being pressured to pay fees to follow the Ministry of Education's guidelines and report any issues to the relevant authorities at their institutions.
The tool will be improved, and in terms of assessing who needs funding, we shall come up with a solution. I encourage the students. If there is any vice chancellor or university administration that are doing things which are not in tandem with what the government has instructed, the government will take action. So let them not talk about universities.
You can officially tell universities that...
Yes, they must follow what the Ministry of Education is saying. If they are not getting the clarification from PS Inyangala, Beatrice Inyangala, they will get the clarification from our minister, Ogamba, and they will get the correct information. But all of us PS know what is happening. So straight away, if they told me it is Kibalu which is doing that, they should just mention that it's Kibalu which is doing that, and I will, on Monday, in a few days, in fact tonight, I will call Beatrice and ask, are these your instructions? When they implement, the Ministry of Education is in charge, it is doing a good job. They are implementing the directives of the president. So if anything is happening which will deny our students education that the government has not approved, the students have a duty to look for government officials. There are education officers here, and I ask them everywhere to report to the authorities quickly if there is anything that is happening that does not run in tandem with what the president has directed. Anything that does not lie in tandem with what the president is doing, and the president has communicated that to the ministries, relevant ministries, and we all are aligned in government, it will be punished.
He also addressed food security, highlighting the improvements made that have led to the increased food production as compared to 2021. He pointed out that the earlier challenges were mainly due to the limited availability of fertilizer and seeds.
The food situation in the country has really improved across. The democracy, you can get that in the Central Bureau of Statistics. But at the local level, even in Western Kenya here, you will see that a 2 kilogram container full of maize was costing 250, 2021, 2022. Today, you saw that in the public domain. The young people themselves said they are now buying at 50. In fact, even lower. Then I told them, look, what the president did was this. He didn't want us to import food from Malawi or Zambia. He simply identified the problem. And that is what leadership is all about. He said he identified the problem and he knew that the problem was that we were using wrong fertilizer and even wrong seed. When he corrected that, you can see how much food we are now having, and we're saving money that we would be using to import food from outside. It's not rocket science. The president did the diagnosis and then he did the prescription. The prescription has borne fruit. And so that's what he meant by food security and agriculture. And you can see across the country, I think the food situation has really improved. So
he concluded by stating that the president has a clear agenda for Kenyans and needs time to implement the 6 pillars outlined in his campaign manifesto.
He has an agenda. He has those 5-6 pillars I've mentioned and discussed at length. Yeah. He wants you to give him time to execute that agenda because it is that agenda that made you vote for him. And he also wants you to resist any attempts to derail that agenda because that agenda is what will change Kenya. If we don't implement that agenda, we are in trouble. We go back to support people who hurt us, made our lives miserable. We must find the Stockholm syndrome.
Reporting for Tandao TV, I'm Emmanuel Juma.
Well,